What's up guys, ModelBuses98 here, and well, today we're reviewing in essence one model bus, but there are two destinations, so thought you may as well include both. Title kind of speaks for itself. Today we were reviewing the Corgi original omnibus EL1 and EL2 route East London Transit vehicles. Now, just a little bit of a disclaimer, these do depict the same vehicle, WVL337, so all it is that they're on different routes. We'll get into it, and I'll just cut from here. And I did just think I would cut that bit because it's just a bit of a faff to get it out of the box. There is the certificate, just for anyone interested, and, sorry, just a little bit about the bus. Anyway, so once you look at them, they have the standard Corgi case, both of them, of course, in the same casing. And here they both are in all their glory. So, a couple of comments. First one is, there are both positives and negatives to these new releases. Obviously, a massive positive is both of them are modern vehicles, and it's in a nice livery that we've not seen before. And there are, of course, certain areas which are really realistic about the vehicle and the detail. Obviously, we can see the detailing from both EL1 and EL2. They've both got quite nicely positioned mirrors as well. Not everybody mentions that, or not everybody cares, but I think they're fairly accurate. Couple of unrealistic things just to mention while we're on the subject, and hopefully you guys understand I'm not having a go at the model company. It's more just letting consumers or the buyers of these models know. So the first problem with both of the models is the blinds look, well, I say a little, but they both look quite unrealistic. So firstly, they're not positioned inside enough, so they kind of look like they're quite flat. We all know with real vehicles, the blinds are slightly behind the glass, so it's not just one flat panel. Secondly, the font just doesn't look quite right to me. I mean, I've not seen this route in real life, but I'm sure most London buses have slightly different font, and this is kind of the case. I mean, you can make your own judgment based on this. That's one point. And then, unfortunately, a point I've mentioned in older reviews, it's still not quite accurate with the rear doors. There's this bar in the middle of the doors, and it's very contradictory because you would not have a wheelchair logo and then something blocking the wheelchair. I'm not sure that makes total sense to me. And final point is they still haven't corrected the upper deck seats. I'm not having a go at the manufacturer. These are being done at a certain price. You know, I got these for 30 quid each. I'm very happy. But I'm just giving these as pointers to people who are purchasing them. And it is a fact, unfortunately, that these models do have some incorrect features. But anyway, past all the negatives, we're going to take a look at the really realistic features of the model. So firstly, they've really once again captured the front look of the Gemini 2. You can see the black lights are very accurately done. There's no going over the paint really, or at least on my two versions. The wheels are relatively realistic, and while I like Northcord's wheels better, I don't see any problem with these really. Same goes for the detailing on the back. The ramp, I'm glad they added that. I mean, considering they could have skimped on a bit more, I'm glad they didn't skimp on some of these features. Of course, it's just a print on the back, showing the number plate and some lights. And then at the top, although it doesn't look like it, you have got some lights there. It's not quite as easy to see as you would expect. Go Ahead London blue triangle, emergency exit, and the East London Transit livery clearly seen. One other feature is, while the seats are unrealistic, it's good that they have adopted the correct, I think it's the correct seat moquette, but I'm not too sure. It might not be, so somebody has to correct me on that. So then, what's my opinion on these new releases by Corgi? Well, I certainly think they are a good addition to most London collections. Some of the negatives I mentioned are quite minor, and I reckon a lot of people will not care about the negatives. At the same time, I do certainly think that certain efforts could have been made to reduce the errors on this model, considering certain people, not just me, numerous people have pointed out that this is incorrect. That I think that rear door just makes it look a little bit unrealistic. And while they are £30, which is considered cheap for a Gemini 2, considering most of them go for around double that on popular auction sites, generally speaking, it's quite expensive for between 30 and 39 to have to fork out for the average collector, especially for both versions. And it also would have been nice to see them depicting different vehicles. However, all said, I really think that these are definitely worthy additions to your collection, and I think if you find you don't mind the negatives, then I think it's really a cracking model, and I'd almost certainly recommend purchasing it if you can afford it. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10, depending on what you think of the negatives, everything considered. Well, thank you very much for watching the Model Bus review. I haven't done some in a couple of weeks. I've been trying some alternative videos, so if you do like this video, definitely drop it a thumbs up. Comment on what you think of the model, whether it affects you or whether you've purchased one. I reckon a lot of people have. And apart from that, I will see you in the next review. Bye for now.